Hello from New Mexico, guys. So if you've been following along, you know that we left Arizona and we decided to head into New Mexico because we wanted to spend a little bit more time before we made our bigger plans for the summer, which is coming up pretty soon. But today we are in the western side of the state and we are going to check out El Malpais National Monument as well as El Morro National Monument.
We made it to the first trail of the day, the Sandstone Bluff Trail, but before we got here we actually stopped by the visitor center in Grants, and it is such a cool spot. So they do have a small little hiking trail that you can do half a mile if you want to stretch your legs, but the real gem is the exhibit inside the visitor center. They have a really good little museum where you get to learn all about the natural and human history of the area, and I would highly recommend to check it out before your hikes of the day.
When you come to the Sandstone Bluffs Trail, you can expect to obviously see the big sandstone bluffs, which we learned from the visitor center is the oldest naturally forming feature here in the monument. And then later, the lava flows, which is the second and really popular part about the monument, came afterwards. And you can see that stark contrast behind me, the lava fields and then the towering sandstone bluffs. It is incredibly beautiful. The hike is about a 2.5 mile and it is a down the hill and back up, so be prepared for that when you come. Hot seat.
It was a great trail, but it is very exposed, and it was a tough one for Tinkerbell because Tinky had weighed.
That sun is so tough on Tinkerbell with her black coat. She gets so hot so fast. She was seeking some spots in the shade along the way, so it definitely, when you're hiking out here, no matter what time of the year, it's going to be hot and exposed probably. I mean, it's early spring for us,
yeah,
and it's still hot and very sunny, so sunscreen is going to be a must for you.
Yeah. And yeah, believe it or not, most people think that Maple gets hot in the sun, but her fur actually insulates her very well, both from the hot or the cold.
Mm-hmm.
So Tinkerbell is just like, with the black coat, she just gets cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about to head to our next stop, which is going to be the lava falls.
So 30 minutes in the cool car definitely helped. But Tinkerbell is on her last hike of the day for sure. I think after that she does need a big nap. Luckily, this trail is only a mile loop, and it is probably one of the most unique trails that we have ever done in all of our hiking adventures. So you are hiking here directly on the lava rock, and it is massive. It is this giant area of like lava rock, and it actually was caused by an eruption 3,900 years ago, which is the youngest eruption here in the area, and the oldest eruption is almost 60,000 years ago. So just to give you a little bit of perspective here. But we're gonna keep exploring this area because, I mean, like, look how cool that is with all the stones here. It is a little bit hard to follow, but luckily some nice people did put up cairns, so just keep an eye out for those and download those offline maps.
Tink.
Tinker, you gotta wait. You're getting it in a moment.
There is a nice little spur trail that leads into the bowl, which is, I'm assuming, just like the crater of the volcano. We've got Senta back with the girls because Tinky needs a break. I don't think she can make it, especially because this is pretty treacherous with rocks, but it is super cool. I'm seeing it open up now, and I'll show you guys here in just a moment. It was super cool over there, but you ready to get going?
Yes, I think.
Oh, Tinky's ready.
Tinky might be ready now for the last half mile of this trail. She cooled down and she got to lay down, relax her muscles a little bit. So I think we're ready to go.
All right, Tinky, are you excited to stay in the car this time?
Yeah, we're gonna leave the AC running for the girls because our last stop here on the east side is just a really short trail walking up to La Ventana Arch. You can already kind of see it from the road. It looks really spectacular, but I want to see it from up close.
Yeah, let's go catch a better glimpse of it. Wow, this is impressive. Now, this is the second largest arch in all of New Mexico, and to give you some stats on it, it's 165 feet wide at its base, the widest, and it's 135 foot span at the top, and it's about 125 feet tall. So it is absolutely massive, and it is just as impressive as some of the arches that we saw when we were in Utah, but it's a super easy walk up to the observation area, so definitely you should stop by. How are my AC doggies?
They were just fine.
I'm sure they were loving it in here. It feels great.
Great little spot here, super easy walk up. This is our last stop for today, but tomorrow we are planning to do a little bit more exploring after I'm done working.
Yeah, so we're staying a little bit closer to the west side, so it should be easy for us after her work day to still have time to go visit some of that stuff. So we're gonna grab a little dinner at the trailer, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Are you excited for that second day of exploring?
Of course I am.
Filling up water because we were basically out of water yesterday afternoon after the hikes.
Yeah, I was surprised that we drank so much. I mean, we had the girls with us, so that definitely drained us a little bit more, but we had 3.5 liters worth of water in all of our cups in the car. This is 2 liters of water. We had plenty of water, I thought, but we barely had enough.
I know you have no desire to come with us. Yesterday was a little hard for you, so no worries. You can just stay here in the AC and nap.
Alright, my girlies, behave. I know you're gonna behave, Finger, but you're just gonna pass out.
We are here at the Bandera Volcanoe and Ice Cave. This is private property, so it is outside the National Monument. $14 per person to get in. And the reason or reasons we wanted to come here is because it has 2 super cool natural phenomena. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to climb up to the volcano. It's a cinder cone volcano, erupted about 10,000 years ago. It's 1,500 feet wide at the top. And then the second phenomenon that is really cool and super unique, we are going to see a perpetual ice cave. And we're going to give you some more information about how this happened when we get there, because it is a really unique feature that you can't really see anywhere else in the world.
Wow, what a volcanic crater. I mean, we have done some other volcanic crater hikes before. I'm thinking about the Mojave Desert, but this one is absolutely massive. It's 1,300 feet wide at the tops from rim to rim edge. It is 800 feet from where we are to the bottom of the crater, and the rim is 300 feet above us. So it's 1,000 feet difference between the bottom of the crater to the top of the rim. And the volcano erupted, we know, in about 2 different stages is what they're guessing. One was a big cinder cone explosion, which had a lot of ash and lava flow and things like that. And then the second one was when the side busted out and created a massive lava field that's 23 miles long and 10 miles wide at its widest point. So it's just super pretty to see.
Ready to go into the ice cave. So we made it down the 72 steps into the ice cave, and it is so cool, figuratively and literally, because there is quite a bit of a temperature difference here. The temperature down here is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius all year round, and that is one of the reasons why we have perpetual ice here. On your way down, you can see like these really cool orange and green mosses on the rock. And the really interesting part about this is that these are actually alpine mosses, and they're not supposed to be this far south. And scientists really can't explain why we can see them here. And then when you go down here on the platform and you can look into the ice, it is really cool to think about how this ice has been here for 3,400 years. So the oldest part of the ice is that old. Currently there's about a 22-foot section of ice right there, but the depth varies based on like the rainfall each year and all that type of stuff.
No pun intended, but that was so cool.
That was really cool. Like, I would say very worth it, the $14 per person. I wasn't sure before we came here. It looked cool, but you never know. And it was honestly way cooler than I expected.
Absolutely. Like, the volcano is nice, and we've done some other volcano stuff, like we said, and it was really neat. But the ice cave was the superstar attraction, no doubt about it.
Yes. One thing that we forgot to mention earlier on trail is that there is a little museum in the gift shop, and you can actually see a bunch of like really old pottery, really well preserved, that they all found like right around like the ice cave area. Mm-hmm. And they believe that this was just kind of a seasonal hunting ground for Native Americans here. They do not have any evidence that Native Americans lived there for prolonged times.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you're gonna have to go into the like gift shop area to buy your ticket for admission anyways, so definitely check out the little museum area and get a little bit of that history because it's super cool. But we are on to our last stop of the video, Morro National Monument.
Yes. So we are here at El Morro National Monument, and it is a small national monument, but it is a mighty one. So what you're gonna see here, there are 2 trails, and you can combine them to one loop. The first one is the Headlands Trail that leads you all the way up to those sandstone cliffs, and you're gonna see the ruins of an ancient pueblo. And then you're gonna come down and you're gonna see Inscription Rock. And Inscription Rock is a rock that has over 2,000 signatures of like campers basically, because there is a water hole there, so it was very popular for people to like spend the night there. And we have signatures and dates from Spanish missionaries, Native Americans, American settlers, and it's just a really cool historical piece.
If you do this trail, I hope you like steps. What would a New Mexico hike be without Ancestral Puebloan ruins? So the Zuni people lived here at what is called Atsinna, is the name of the town, which was over 800 residences. So it really was a town for back then. And honestly, I can see why they settled here with all the gorgeous views. If you want to plan your own trip out to the monument, keep a few things in mind. One, it's not open every day. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the monument is completely shut down. The second is that you will have to check in at the visitor center for any and all hikes, and the Headlands Trail, you must stay within the lines on the ridge for your safety and the preservation of the monument. There are some time restrictions. 3 p.m. is the latest you will be allowed on the Headlands Trail, and 4 p.m. is the latest you will be allowed on the Inscription Rock Trail.
So there is the famous water hole. Like all the other settlers, we have found it. All right, Eric, what did you think of El Morro National Monument?
It is absolutely stunning. I mean, we added this to the end of the video because we thought, hey, it's a little something extra. It's right down the road. Like, we should definitely go check it out. It looks pretty neat. It is way more than just a little neat stop. It is absolutely stunning on the rim. And then Inscription Rock is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow, from ancient petroglyphs of the Zuni people who inhabited, to the Spanish settlers coming across before America was America, and then American settlers coming across the west. It's just everything.
It is really cool, and you learn a ton about history with the little booklet that you get in the visitor center. So if you find yourself in this area, this is a must-see.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Route 66, I think, is a pretty common road trip for people to come across the United States and do. And this is not a far detour off of Route 66. So if you find yourself doing that, you should definitely make the detour. But if you made it this far, and you should definitely hit that like and hit that subscribe and the bell for all the notifications and updates, because I'm sure you guys want to follow along as we adventure towards Taos and then eventually up to Glacier National Park.
Yes, and as we're making our way up there, we are planning to spend some time in southern Colorado, specifically Pagosa Springs area, Durango area. We haven't planned out everything yet there, so let us know in the comments if you have any must-see hikes, any restaurants that you would recommend or whatsoever, because we would love to get your recommendations.
Absolutely. Let us know below, and we will see you guys next time.
Next time. Holy shit, Eric, look at that.
You want to say holy smokes?
You don't want to beep it out? Looks like we found the water hole. Water hole. I was thinking.
Blooper!
Looks like we found the water hole.
You just did it.
Water hole.